Yo, what up? What's up, everybody? We're back again. It's the Sports Fanatic with your boy Wes, the director, Prime, Wonder Kid Prime, and of course, Heaven Hollywood. What's good, people?
Yo.
Yeah, man, so we're back again. NFL is in full effect. And we are finally back. You know, week one is past.
What an underwhelming week one.
Yeah, very underwhelming week one, to be honest with you.
I enjoyed it.
As much as we as much as we were so excited, it was a little underwhelming.
My Sunday was pretty much over 2 minutes into the quarter.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
You're just mad your team got smoked. And you're just mad your team lost to a team they weren't supposed to lose to. At least my team was respectable.
It was still
and lost to
underwhelming,
the team they were supposed to lose to.
Because check this out. Now, our teams, yeah, that's a whole other story. But even so, all the hype. This has been an off season of hype and a week one of disappointments.
Oh, the poor Jets.
I know. Aside from Aaron Rodgers, what do you think disappointed?
Burrow. Terrible.
Terrible.
I mean, that was entertaining to me. They were talking crazy.
Your boy, who I was totally in disagreement with you, but with Baltimore, I think that kid.
They definitely underwhelmed. He'll be all right though.
Otherwhelming performance there. I don't think he can throw. Obviously, my team, the Vikings. Oh, the power offense, this, that, the other. 17 points on the Bucks. Yeah, okay. That ain't no power offense.
Buffalo Bills, who I said I think their time is fast. Buffalo Bills didn't look good either.
Buffalo Bills. So I mean, it's a lot of underwhelming performances. However, some people, such as and even when you think about it, I mean, the Patriots played well. They didn't underperform, but I think
Jalen Hurts.
I think Hurts underperformed. That's what I think. And
it was rusty. They were definitely rusty.
Giants got shut out, just annihilated by the Cowboys. I mean,
good. I think people needed to pump their damn bridges with everybody was going crazy about how good the team was.
Well, you got to remember the last time we saw the Giants. Well, not the last time, but one of the last times you saw the Giants, they was beating up on us.
Yeah, but we
made that quarterback look like Phil Simms out there.
Yeah, but the last time we seen them, they were getting beat up by an NFC East team. So it makes sense that the next time we see them, they're getting beat up by an NFC East team. Just like that. They're not built the same way as those other two teams in the NFC East. They're nowhere near those
even after my team got destroyed, I still would like to hang around and see, I like exciting games. I like games that are competitive. I like superstars living up to the hype.
Okay.
That's what football's all about. Now hopefully, of course, they get better. When you look at all the stars, did we even have a 100-yard rusher? I don't think we had a 100-yard rusher this week.
Yeah, no, we did. No, we definitely did.
Well, what do you call it from the Jets because he got that big.
Oh yeah, Brees Hall. Brees Hall had
that breakaway.
There's a cop out. Brees Hall.
Yeah.
I mean, Chase.
He had like 3 rushes.
Chase did nothing.
Yards at one point.
Okay, Jefferson did his thing. Jefferson had a big day. The big receiver, the big running back. We got maybe they just getting broken in. Maybe
CMC. I think CMC went over 100 also. CMC went over 100.
McCaffrey did. McCaffrey went over.
Yeah.
San Francisco. I don't know whether they lived up to the hype. Or whether it was,
whether it
was because they were playing the Steelers.
I think San Francisco is still built to go far and possibly even to the Super Bowl because I think that guy, even though I'm not a big fan of Miss Purdy, but he does enough. And they're
doesn't make mistakes.
Right.
He's like a little better than Garoppolo.
They're probably the most complete
team.
Wait,
how are you not a fan of Purdy? What's wrong with you? Why
Purdy?
Everything good? Like they do
okay.
The last pick in the draft. He's living the dream. He's proving everybody wrong.
It's right. I mean, like I said, he's okay.
I like the story.
He's better than Garoppolo. And do I think they can win a championship with him? Yes, because I don't think he'll make a lot of mistakes. But I don't think he's gonna go out there and be like, "Oh, Purdy threw for 400 yards and won the game for San Francisco."
But look, the same things were said about Tom Brady, though. And I'm not calling this kid Tom Brady, but I'm saying this is another chance to get an entertaining story. A person that wasn't supposed
I already
to make
the story.
I wasn't supposed to be the guy. And you never know. If he turns into a Pro Bowl quarterback who plays 12 plus years in a league, maybe he's not a superstar for anybody. Maybe he plays for 2 teams. Maybe he plays for 3. Maybe he's a starter for the first 8. Becomes a backup later in this. If he has an Andy Dalton-esque career, this man is a ridiculous success story. Like, that's something that you could look at and be like, damn, like that's amazing. I don't know.
Probably.
I got a lot of love for the kid. I think he's balling. I think he's better than people think. I think that he's the reason he's being overlooked is the fact that he's in this super overpowered offense, which I understand. But at the same time, that's good.
That's good for him. I mean,
that's not his fault.
That's gonna make him even better.
If you look at college, he was a really good quarterback in college, and he wasn't a guy that stayed for 4 years because he needed to. He stayed for 4 years as he wanted to, and just enjoyed the college. Like, he matured a lot in that time of college. He's a lot more mature than most rookies in their second, quarterbacks in their second year. I really think that this kid has leaps and bounds. He can get better. I don't think he's going to be Tom Brady. I don't think he's going to be Aaron Rodgers, but I do think that he can get to a real respectable career in the league, and I think that he could win a couple chips if he can produce like he has.
He could definitely win
right now. I think he win 2-3 chips with this team alone.
Yeah, an opportunity last year. If he wouldn't have got hurt, who knows? They may have beat Philly. So
they might have.
They might have. I'm not sure if they would.
If you ask them, though, they say they most definitely were. They said they were already booking their tickets to the Super Bowl.
This year, as long as, before we get into it, there's a couple of things. As long as the one thing about San Francisco is their health thing. It seems like every time you turn around, Bosa's hurt. And what is going on with this tight end? This tight end stays hurt. As good as he is, he stays hurt. He stays even before Sunday. Oh, he's a game time decision. Bro, it's the first game of the year. How are you a game time decision?
It's the play style. He's talking about Kittle. It's the play style. Like Kittle. When you're just a tight end just running into people and running off of bumping off of them, I mean, you're taking hits, bro.
Gronk took hits.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
Gronk stayed hurt. Level hits. He stayed hurt too, but
Gronk didn't really start getting hurt until he started getting his career, year 7, year 8. Like
like maybe like 4 or 5. You're right. He definitely did have like 2-3 healthy years at the beginning. That's a fact.
Kittle's had like 1 healthy year.
100%. But I mean, I guess we'll see.
But I do think they are probably the Super Bowl favorites.
Yeah.
After 1 week.
I mean, I think Philly will look better. I think we've seen like a very.
They're about to take out their poor performance on us.
And I also think we're underrating the fact that, like, 1, this Patriots defense is supposed to be really good, and 2, Belichick is still not a scrub when it comes to coaching. Drafting, maybe, but coaching.
3 it was, and 3 it was raining.
And it was exactly. It was pouring half of the game, most of the game. So I mean, look, you gotta take those things into account. They just honored Tom Brady at the beginning of the game. The Patriots are on 100, trying to play their best. It's a big game. They probably got the biggest crowd they're gonna have this year because Brady was being honored at halftime.
They played well.
I mean, just personally with the Patriots, to touch on quickly, I liked it. I thought it was cool. I've said for months we don't have a team to win the Super Bowl, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. So I'm more focused on this team, and namely Mac Jones showing growth. I think he showed some growth. I think early on he was getting beat on. He had the pass that went a little high. It got tipped and picked. He had the fumble. I think early on it made him seem I thought he was gonna cave. I think he really just sat in the pocket, took a lot of hits, and just moved the ball down the field. So I was pretty I guess I'd say optimistic afterwards, but not optimistic like, oh, we're gonna do something. Like optimistic like maybe we'll win 8 games.
At least you watch games, right? Yeah. I mean, only thing I want out of the Patriots. Only thing I want out of the Patriots, I want to see them now somehow, whether it's through free agency or whatever. I want to see them sign some like really good talent on like the wide outs and stuff like that because to kind of give this guy because you're not gonna hit lightning in a bottle again. You're not getting any more Tom Brady's. So let's now and Brady did it so long without great receivers. Let's try to reverse. Let's get some great receivers over there to help this guy out because he's not garbage by no means.
Do you also want Bill Belichick to retire because that's the only way that's happening? It's not happening with Bill Belichick. Good luck. We're not paying anybody.
Let's go.
So all right. So anyhow, that was one of the games this Sunday. We also we'll just run the score down real quick. Everybody knows the scores. We're not gonna go over it in depth, but any game stuck out to you other than our own team's games? Obviously, we'll get to the Jets in a minute.
Burrow and the Bengals.
That was Monday night. Burrow, yeah. Let's talk about Burrow and his underwhelming performance.
He's not healthy. That's the only thing I can think of. He's not. He's
3
not.
points
on
the Cleveland Browns.
That rain, that defense, the health, and then sitting out the entire offseason.
Burrow was 14 of 31 for 82 yards.
Wow.
They must have pulled him out.
And people are talking about him being
yards is crazy.
Being next to Pat Mahomes.
2 yards.
And even Pat Mahomes with no receivers and no Kelsey.
Mm-hmm.
Even he did better than that. But you also have to remember with Burrow, that was a shocker to me, but you also have to remember Burrow, what is he, 1-9 against the Browns or 0-8?
He sucks in Ohio.
Yeah, so the Browns really play him well for whatever reason. So that stuff really matters. Like when a guy is terrible against a team, or when he's great against a team, they always seem to play great. Bad against a team, he always seems to play like mediocre, bad. So
yeah,
I think he'll bounce back. They started off slow last year as well, and I think the year prior. But I really don't think he's fully healthy. That's the only thing I can say about that. Deshaun, and as far as Deshaun goes, Deshaun looked pretty good. He's going to get better as the year goes on. He's a good quarterback. So, but I don't think they got the offensive weapons over there, other than the running back, which they got a stud running back. And
yeah,
I think he'll bounce back.
I like Amari Cooper. I think this game was more about the Browns and that defense. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of feel like they really surprised a lot of people. That pass rush, Jim Schwartz is the defensive coordinator. Like, he loves the edge rush. He's always got the edge rush going. So having Myles Garrett on the edge with Zadarius Smith, that's unfair. You know what I mean? And then you got Derek Ward.
They might be the surprise team.
Yeah, because that defense, they got a running game. You got a quarterback, and I like some of their weapons. I think Elijah Moore could have a good year. He could surprise some people. I like Donovan Peoples-Jones as like a third receiver slot guy, and I love Amari Cooper. I still think he's a pretty serviceable one that can win enough in one-on-one coverage that you have to pay extra attention to him. So I think they could be a surprise team. I don't think they're winning the division. But I can definitely see them sneaking into the playoffs, maybe in a wild card team and surprising somebody. I think that the crazy thing about that game to me was T. Higgins, 8 targets, 0 catches. It's crazy. That's crazy. He's like 6'3", 6'4". Jesus. Like, I don't know what they were doing out there to guard him or what he was doing to guard himself, but that is blasphemous. 8 targets, no catches. You can't catch a slant, bro? That's terrible. So that worries me. That worries me more than anything. That worries me that passing game was just abysmal in all facets. Like, Burrow was bad, but the receivers were bad as well. The running game, Joe Mixon's the most overrated running back in football. I mean, he's just so mid, and I don't understand why people continue to think he's like this good back. He's mid as hell. But yeah, I don't know. That game game stood out to me more than any other game. That was like a statement to like the Browns saying, listen, we're not going to be walked all over. We're definitely not going to be walked over by these pretty boys coming in here trying to be all finesse and cute and talk trash. They need to toughen up over there in Cincy, because if they don't toughen up, there's going to be a long season.
Yeah. Other than that, of course, like I said,
Steelers
was as bad as I thought. They may have been worse than I thought. The San Diego game was a good game. Tyreek Hill said he's going for 2,000 yards. Got off to a good start.
Yeah, sure is.
He went off. I'm gonna run his numbers down. Tyreek Hill had 11 receptions for 215 yards.
Do the Chargers employ corners? Do the Chargers have any corners on the team or any defensive backs?
He's running by them like it was nothing. He was running by them like it wasn't even there. And I'm gonna tell you this: a lot of people,
on the fantasy team.
Tua has got something going. He threw for 466 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's Tua.
He's nice. That's not the issue. It's the head. He needs to stay out of the damn medical tent because
exactly.
He's got injuries that, and I don't want to speak this over because I hope he has a long career, even though he's a Dolphins quarterback. I like Tua. I think he's really talented, but he has those injuries that could like stop you from playing. You know what I mean? He has a hip injury, multiple concussions.
Hip and concussions. Yeah.
They need to make sure that offensive line is up to task. I mean, I think they did a pretty good job on Sunday with keeping them clean. But who knows if Bosa was playing or if he's not hurt because he's always hurt also. I don't know. I think that this Dolphins team is dangerous, bro. They're gonna be surprising a lot of people if Tua can stay healthy. They're like a dark horse AFC championship.
They got a fast defense.
Yeah,
and they have they got them two speedsters on the outside.
Waddle and Hill.
Yeah, they're gonna be a problem. They're gonna be a problem.
Yeah. Here's my. I know I'm not gonna jump out the window because of the team they were playing, but they do play in a weak division, which is my team's division. I was very surprised by the Packers by Jordan Love.
Yeah,
he played well. He played 3 touchdowns. He threw 3 touchdowns. You know, he threw for 245 yards.
He's been waiting.
He's been waiting in the wings. So let's see how that goes. I mean, don't be don't. I would not be surprised if they do better than what people think they're going to do because they had a bad season last season, so they probably have an easier schedule this year. Plus, they play in the NFC North, which is anybody that's up for grabs at this point. So that stuck out to me for the weekly games. And of course, I don't even want to get into my team losing to Baker bleeping Mayfield. But that's a whole nother story.
Set that defense on fire.
Oh my God, he made him look like Tom Brady was still out there and left. But I'm exaggerating, but still, we shouldn't have lost to them, and we should have put up more than 17 points. So we'll move on to this debacle of a Sunday night game, which I turned off very early. And that was
I watched this too.
The Dallas Cowboys demolishing.
My fantasy game. I was behind. There was no way I had a chance of winning, and the Dallas Cowboys defense in the other league that I'm in put up 62 points.
And here's this:
Dallas bailed me out.
I need to get in that league scoring. What?
Dallas scored. Check this out. Dallas scored 40 points, and Dak Prescott did not throw a touchdown. Not one.
They ran the rock, though.
He only threw 143 yards.
That's all he needed. Pollard and the defense.
Oh, I think the defense got a
score. So
yeah, defense I think got a couple of scores.
Dallas was my Western NFC championship game against the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dallas is going to have a really good season this year. They got rid of the whole Ezekiel Elliott Pollard thing where they were for years. The last couple of years, Pollard was a better back to me, but Ezekiel Elliott is Ezekiel Elliott, so you had to pretty much wait until he was either gone or just totally couldn't play anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And Zeke Elliott had a big, costly fumble too for the Pats. Or else I think the Pats would have won that game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Dallas is good. We still got to see what Dak is.
So he's gonna lay an egg.
Let me pose this question to both of y'all. I'm gonna pose this question to both of y'all based on Dallas. Now, I know you both know that they're or think that they're probably gonna be good, but I mean, what do we make anything of this game? I mean, it's the Giants. If you go by week 1, Dallas looks like the powerhouse, and they're going to, whatever. What do you make anything of this game? Or are you just saying no? They just blew out the Giants.
I do because it's a rivalry game, and even when the Giants are bad, they usually play the Cowboys tough.
Right.
So even when they're bad, like they don't get beat 40-0 by the Cowboys, too often. But they don't even get blown out. Like most games they played 21-17, 24-20. It's something in their facility where, because it's a rivalry game, these dudes really step up. So, yeah, I'm not going to be like, oh, it was just the Giants, because no one expected them to beat the Giants 40-0. I mean, so yeah, I make it more about Dallas than I do the Giants.
Okay.
I don't know.
Makes sense. And then we'll move on to Monday night. The Monday night game.
Real quick though, what prime? What do you make that more about Dallas?
Oh yeah. You answered that.
Dallas. I mean, look, I think Dallas's defense is really impressive, and that's what I got from that game. But it doesn't shock me like that. Yeah, I get it. It's a division game, but like, I just don't really. I'm one of the people that's super low on the Giants. I don't think they're that good at all this year. I think that their defense overachieved last year. I think that their offense was just mediocre last year. Daniel Jones threw 15 touchdown passes. I think that the team that they are lines up perfectly for what Dallas needs for their defense. They can't block the edge at all, so they were just beating on Daniel Jones all game. You know what I mean? You can't run the ball when you have a block kick and a freaking pick 6. So you can't run the ball now. You're down 14. What I'm saying is I still need Dallas. Dallas has never been, their issue's never been dominating people in the regular season. So nothing about anything that's going to happen in this regular season short of them going undefeated.
The jury's out.
Is going to really make me feel like, okay, they really have a chance. Because I need to see Dak not lay an egg in the playoffs or something like that. You know what I mean? So personally, I think it's more about, the difference in skill level between those two NFC East teams compared to the Giants, who people were thinking was going to be a lot closer to them. Right. I think it's more about that. I think that Philly and San Fran are going to get much better test if they play them. I think they'll have a tougher time against like a team like the Saints, who's built in a way that would make it very difficult for Dallas to just beat on them and everything like that. As long as their quarterback doesn't lay an egg. So I think Dallas is going to be impressive all year, and I definitely think they'll be in the playoffs. Maybe they'll surprise people and win the division. I don't think they're really going to do much, though. I need to see it on a much bigger sample size before I can say something like that.
Okay. So we moved to Monday Night Football, which was the closing, of the week. It was one of the highlighted games, obviously. The Buffalo Bills in MetLife Stadium, or wherever it is they play the Jets. This has been probably one of the most anticipated of week 1. Aaron Rodgers in his new uniform, new team, and after 4 snaps, was it?
Yeah, 4 snaps.
Aaron
Rodgers went down.
4 snaps, 3 pass attempts.
Tore his Achilles, and that is it for Rodgers after a whole off season of hard knocks. A lot of
I don't know why people still take that.
Yeah. Hard Knocks is the new Madden cover. Like when you go to Hard Knocks,
Detroit did well.
They did very well. They never really do nothing after going Hard Knocks and people get all pumped up on the team. I mean, can it get any worse for the Jets?
They did win the game, though.
They did win the game. So let's, but now
that defense looked great.
That defense looked phenomenal, and they won the game because of that defense. That defense was on point, and obviously they won the game because of the punt return was the actual win of the game.
Winning score, yeah.
But the defense, I was saying all night, they're keeping them in the game and making it possible to come back and win, even when they were down like 13-3 or something like that. And I'm like, okay, you had Wilson who threw a luck bag touchdown. It was really all a receiver.
Hey, he didn't look like the flaming freaking bag of garbage that he looked like last year. He at least looked like a somewhat feasible NFL quarterback. So I mean, if he's serviceable, Trent Dilfer's got a ring.
Let me ask you guys this. We all know that it's a very limited pick of litter out there. Do you, if you're the Jets, do you just buckle down and try to go with this guy? Or do you try to see if you could put your hands on somebody? The most mentioned, I mean, forget about Kaepernick. They're not gonna bring in Kaepernick.
Jameis and stuff like
right,
that.
Yeah. The most mentioned was like
Jameis.
They mentioned
Minshew, probably.
Matt Ryan was mentioned. Foles. Now Foles, I think if there's a possibility of getting him, I think that might be worth getting them. No matter what you decide to, whoever you obviously going to get him and probably put him in there. But
if it's Nick Foles, if it's a one season thing,
he
usually works out and something like that. But I think they're going to stay with this guy. Number one, didn't the Jets draft this kid as the dude?
Number 2 overall 2 years ago.
Right after 2 years prior to drafting Donald.
Oh, okay. He got cut off. Get him back in. Hold on.
See, they're trying to stop the message.
Yeah.
StreamYard hate. They're giving up on franchise quarterbacks 2 years in. I don't get it, but I think they're gonna stay with this dude. If I was to go after someone, it would be Matt Ryan to me, because he's experienced. He's a good, he's not gonna throw games away, not at this point in his career, and that's the type of team that this defense, this team needs.
Quarterback that they need, yeah. I think so too. They need a game manager.
The whole Aaron Rodgers thing, as much as I don't like Aaron Rodgers, I hate to see that crap. Dude going out. I would like to have seen at least somebody wipe the smirk off his face. I don't want the injury to.
I don't want an injury to be the thing. Yeah, I want if I want to see. Make no mistake, we all know how I feel about Aaron Rodgers. And if anything, I want to see Aaron Rodgers lose fair and square. I want him to go out there and get punched in the mouth. I don't want him to get hurt in any way and be out that way.
The way you look at it, he might be finished.
Achilles
takes a year to get back from.
He's already 40,
and you're still not even gonna be yourself after that year. You're still not gonna it takes a minute.
I think he might, because you gotta an Achilles for a quarterback is rough because you gotta put your weight when you drop back. You planting your foot. Oh man, that's not good.
I mean, I think the Jets should go after I think they should start Zach Wilson. Obviously, you drafted him number 2 overall 2 years ago. You can't not start him. But I think they should make a move. I don't think Matt Ryan is the guy. I think Matt Ryan's beyond finished. He looked beyond finished in Indy, and he looked finished in Atlanta, if you're being honest. So I don't think if he's the guy, especially with that offensive coordinator they got, because now they're stuck with that offensive coordinator that Rodgers made them get, Hackett. That's scrubbed. So even with him, I think you need a guy that is adept at just minimizing all of the mistakes. And to me, that's a guy you trade a 4th rounder for Jacoby Brissett or something like that. You know what I mean? From Washington.
Yeah, somebody who's not going to make a lot of decisions.
I kind of just feel like it doesn't make sense to go get a guy like Matt Ryan who's fumbles the ball a lot, may throw a lot of picks. It just makes it really difficult. You know what I mean? I kind of think they should go Jacoby Brissett. And on Rodgers, I mean, I hate the Jets. I don't really like Aaron Rodgers. People always say he's better than Brady. So personally, I just my daughter's not laughing at Aaron Rodgers getting hurt. We don't condone mocking like athletes injuries. I hope he gets healthy. I hope he comes back because as a sports fan, I don't want the last thing I see of Aaron Rodgers to be him getting helped off the field injured. Definitely one of the greats, and I was interested to see what he could do for the Jets. But I will say right now that everybody got to stop laughing at me when I say this damn Joe Namath selling his soul curse thing. Because if this is not the perfect indication, I don't know what is. Come on,
they need something, man. And I think the Jets team is. I think this Jets team can be, if they had some. All they need, whoever the quarterback is to be a game manager and not turn the ball over. This team can be like. You know, and I'm not comparing them to any of the great defenses yet, like that other guy did. But what I'm saying is, think of the Ravens when they had Dilfer, Trent Dilfer, who was just managing, and they were keeping. They always a good defense that keeps you in the game almost in every game, and you have a good game manager who doesn't make mistakes. They have the two running backs that they're going to split up, and a high-powered defense. That dude, what's his name? He got 3 picks by himself. That and like I said, kept him in the game. What's his name? Townsend. Was it Townsend? What was his name?
Who got the 3 picks?
He had 3 picks by himself. I want to say here he is. Yeah, Jordan Whitehead.
Jordan Whitehead. Yeah.
Jordan Whitehead. Yeah, Whitehead had 3 picks alone. Out of their 4 takeaways, he had 3 of them by himself.
Yeah, but be fair, Josh Allen threw 2 of them directly to him on deep passes. They were like punts.
Still gotta catch it. Like trust me, I've seen it too many times with my own guys, and they don't catch the damn pitch.
I said about the Bills. I think the Bills missed their chance. They missed the boat.
Diggs is over there. I know about Diggs. He's problematic when he don't get his way. He starts acting up and being.
You mean he's acting like a wide receiver?
Yeah, he's acting like a wide receiver. A wide receiver. Yeah, the diva receiver. He ain't getting his way. He's acting.
But is it really acting like a diva when you're out there balling and your quarterback's turning the ball over 4 times and you're losing the game by 1 score?
But Diggs wants to like every pass. Like that. That's impossible.
Yeah, but my argument is, who is the number 2, the number 3, the tight end? Nobody cares.
Gabriel Davis,
a bum. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you for giving him a name. He's a bum. People seen that 4 touchdowns in a playoff game 2 years ago, and they're like, "Oh, this guy, he's gonna break out." He's a bum. He's a bum. He's just another guy.
Against that so-called great, I don't dub them great yet because I gotta see more of them. But that really good Jets defense and secondary, Diggs hit him for 102 yards. He caught a touchdown. He had 10 receptions. So he balled out.
Maybe he should have had 20. Maybe they would have won. I'm just saying, like, I understand the argument of like, oh, you can't get the ball every play, but it's like when you got scrubs around me and we're losing and we're winning. And like the plays are going to me, we're winning those plays. I mean, look, Brandon Marshall caught the ball 20 times.
They were just in the championship game 2 years ago. I mean, it's not like he's been on a losing team.
But they're not living.
They've been in the championship game 2 years ago.
But what have been the expectations for the Bills the last 2-3 years? Super Bowl.
To the Super Bowl.
And Stephon Diggs is holding them accountable. They're not living up to their to their potential. I mean, look, I ain't mad at anybody saying that people ain't doing what they need to do when they're not doing what they need to do. That's just how it is. Right. If you are not doing your job, you need to be told you're not doing your job.
So what does he want? What does he want them to do? Get rid of Josh Allen? I mean,
no, he wants Josh Allen to get his head out of his rear end and start throwing the ball to him instead of to the other team. Those 3 plays that went to the other team, they should have went to Diggs' hands. Even if he's targeting Diggs, throw a better pass. Look, you can't be mad at the guy. When you play receiver on a pass play, you are running as hard as you can every time just cuz. And they could just never throw you the ball. So in my opinion, they're going to be pissed all game. Get the man the rock, bro. You ain't got nobody else.
But what game? What was it last year? What game was it where he was just totally not open? I think it was last year.
But we're gonna give them. We're gonna talk about one game,
awful game,
one time.
Yeah, at the worst time though. At the worst
Diggs
time,
is not the guy. One time, come on.
No, Diggs is a great receiver, but I don't know if he's gonna. He was in Minnesota, right? He was in Minnesota.
Yeah.
I don't know where else he's going and to put himself in a better situation, unless he's just a Antonio Brown type wide receiver who don't. Let me tell you something.
I don't think he wants to leave and go somewhere else.
I put a lot of emphasis. I put a lot of emphasis on wide receivers when Diggs is like this. Antonio Brown was like this. I put a lot of emphasis on. I watched wide receivers. Des Bryant was like this. I watch wide receivers when someone else on their team scores a touchdown.
Right.
He never goes and congratulates anyone else. Mm-hmm. It's only when I watch that. I put a lot of emphasis on that. Antonio was like that. He never would go over and congratulate the other guy. Mm-hmm. It's like he would go back to the bench sometime and we had scored a touchdown and he'd be complaining. I was open. Why? How can you throw it to me? We either scored a touchdown and did it. Des Bryant was like that, and this dude is like that. Diggs is like that too.
Yeah,
when he hit Gabriel for those 4 touchdowns that day, or when the tight end scores, you never see him go. But then everyone always runs and congratulates him. The lineman, all the guys, he wants to celebrate then. But when he don't score the touchdown, he's one of those guys. I don't like that. And Antonio Brown was like that. A lot of wide receivers like that. So Diggs is a good receiver, but he's a little on the selfish side. You know what I'm saying? Des Bryant was on the selfish side. He's a good receiver, but he's a little on the selfish side. What else do you do other than catch the ball?
Yeah.
Do you block? Like, are you a good blocker?
Diggs is a good blocker.
I'll never really hear people talk about, oh yeah, Diggs. Oh, what a block!
Is a pretty good blocker. He's a pretty good blocker. He's not he's smaller guys. He's not like an impact block guy, but he's a pretty good blocker.
Ward was a smaller guy.
But we'll see. You know, Josh, like I said, I think they missed it.
They may have missed the boat. I don't know. We'll see.
But look, in that case,
2 years ago was their time.
In that case, if you think they've missed their Super Bowl window, then how could we say that going somewhere else is not feasible for Stephon Diggs to get a better situation? Maybe he goes somewhere where the Super Bowl window's just opening. Like, I don't know. Definitely.
I just don't think those slots are available though. That's just what I mean.
Well, I mean, look, if we look around the league and you look at places you can go, right? You're gonna take out any AFC East team for the most part because you doubt the Bills are gonna trade them within the division. I don't know trade them in the AFC anyway. But I mean, if you look at the NFC side, like a team like the Packers or something like that, would love to get him. He'd go into an easy division, go to a team where they got a budding young quarterback.
He left an easy division,
right? But is he right? But he left an easy division. Super Bowl if he goes.
But you guys had Case Keenum throwing the ball to him, like you had freaking Scrubs throwing the ball to him. He left the division because he had nobody. Look, I'm not saying he should leave Buffalo. I'm just saying if you are the best player on your team and you're producing and your team is losing because your quarterbacks don't turning the ball over, if you're saying you should get the ball more, I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong. Like, and at the end of the day, to me personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with a receiver wanting the ball. If you are an alpha receiver and you feel that you are open every play, you should want the ball every play. As a quarterback, you should be
feeling that you open don't mean you are actually open.
I understand that. All quarterbacks deal with it. Tom Brady dealt with like receivers talking like that before.
Yeah.
Even early in his career, and he had to establish early on, like, I don't care who's open, like who says they're open. I'll tell you who's open.
I'll tell you who's open. Yeah,
so,
I'm gonna find out.
Look, Josh Allen. Like, look,
how many
problem? I think he just wants Josh Allen to play better.
Right. How many of Josh Allen's picks?
Look at Diggs
targeting Diggs. You know,
look at Diggs targeted. Didn't this dude have like 140 catches like 2 years ago?
Should have had 180.
I mean, how much more? What does he want? 180 catches?
Should have had 180.
It's impossible. It's not going to happen.
Should have had 180.
140 catches. He ain't throwing to nobody else. You are getting the ball almost literally every single time.
This man threw the ball to Dawson Knox on, like, I believe it was some crazy, like 5 of their 7 fourth down failures he threw with the Dawson Knox. What? Who the hell is Dawson Knox, bro? He sounds like he lives in the apartment complex. There's no possible way you're throwing him the ball on 4th down when you have Stephon Diggs on the field. Again, I'm not saying Diggs should get the ball every play. I'm just saying if he's complaining for more touches than they're losing, you can't say no. I remember when T.O. did that. When T.O. was complaining he wasn't getting the ball enough in Philly, and they were losing and they lost games. And when they gave him the ball, they won games. And guess what Philly did? Shipped them out after the Super Bowl. And guess what? They didn't do nothing after that. Because then you had bums like Greg Lewis running routes for you.
He's definitely the major guy over there. So you made your prediction on you thought that you think they missed the boat. You think their time is done. What do you think, Prime? Do you think given what we know, what we have in the NFL right now, do the Bills have? You tell me. Do you think that they missed their opportunity?
I think that it probably should be closed at this point, or closing at the very least. But it's also like we have to see a couple more weeks this season what the rest of the AFC looks like, because the Bills are gonna pull it together and win enough games and go into the playoffs and probably win that division, unless the Dolphins do or something like that. Like, they may win that division. So we got to see how these other up-and-coming teams go, because it's like if Jacksonville doesn't take that next step, if Baltimore doesn't take that next step, if Cincy just stuck in neutral, then theoretically they're still right there in the thick of it, because then it's them, KC, and like Cincy. So I think
they'll go to the playoffs and get smacked by the Chiefs again.
Yeah, exactly. So I just think that they need to. It needs to be a couple more weeks into the season for us to see if Trevor Lawrence, like, per se, takes that step. Yeah, I think it's gonna, because I kind of think that Burrow and Allen are placeholders for Trevor Lawrence to be battling it out with, Patty Mahomes for the next 10 years. So if he takes that next step this year, like, I think the Bills and the Bengals, if neither one of them win this year, it's gonna get really bad. It's gonna get really, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I would throw those 2 top NFC teams in there too. Not the Eagles per se, because they just got Hurts and everything, and Purdy's young for the 49ers, but they also have been
to make a move.
Very consistent. Philly's defense is gonna keep getting older. Same thing with San Fran.
Philly, you can't get any better.
San Fran lose some guys for contracts, so I kind of just feel like those like, it's weird to say, but there's like 3 or 4 teams in the league that kind of have to win this year, or it's gonna be tough for them. Maybe even Dallas you throw in there. I think the only team that's really safe is like you're either a WAC team or you're the Chiefs.
Oh, the Chiefs, yeah, that's true.
So
with next week, right? Pointing out, so tomorrow's game, Thursday night game, will be the Eagles hosting the Vikings. I don't think we really have a chance to win this game. It's their opening. It's their opening game at home. It's their home opener. Even though they escaped with a win in New England, but they didn't play well. I think their home opener, they're going to come out and with a vengeance, try to play better, and they're going to take it out on our defense. Unfortunately, I definitely don't have the Vikings win as much as I love them. I got to be realistic. I could be optimistic and say, hey, maybe something happened. I don't know. Maybe Jordan Hurts to have diarrhea. I don't know. I don't wish any injury on him. So
he will just shit all over your defense. He'll have diarrhea. I'm sure.
No, I got Philly winning that game big. I think they'll go to 2-0. I think Minnesota drops to 0-2, and then it's going to be panic in Minnesota. But
we can be 0-3 in a blink of an eye because I think we play the Chiefs or the Chargers in week 3. Like we have some bad. Not a bad schedule. We have a tough schedule. Okay, so throughout that week, what's the Sunday night game? Sunday night game who no one cares about. That's Commanders and Broncos. All I'm gonna say about the Broncos.
Sam Howell.
My brother, get Wilson, get on, you know. Climb out the you know what, Wilson. That's all I can say about that with you.
Climb out of Sierra's goodies and start playing football again, my man.
Playing football.
It's getting ridiculous.
Jets at Cowboys. I mean, Cowboys are gonna win that, I believe.
I like the Cowboys.
I don't believe the Cowboys are going to. I don't see the Jets getting blown out all season. I think they are that good of a defense. I don't see them getting blown out. But
I don't know if I see their offense scoring any points.
Right.
Either.
I believe they're
going.
I
like the Cowboys.
Yeah, I like the Cowboys too. Cowboys on that. What other standout games we got? Bills will be hosting.
We should just go through the predictions real quick of who we picking.
Okay.
So
Seahawks and Lions will be hosting the Seahawks.
I got the Lions going to 2-0.
Lions 2-0.
I got D-Town. I don't like Seattle.
Yeah. What up, though? Then we got no one cares about the Texans. Chiefs will be at Jaguars. Very interesting game.
If Travis Kelce plays, I got the Chiefs.
Well, if Kelce plays, it's definitely good.
But I wouldn't be surprised with Jackson.
I think the Chiefs will bounce back. If Travis Kelce if he plays, I think they'll win. If he doesn't play, I still think they win. I think I don't see Mahomes losing. He almost pulled out that game he just played against Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
He almost pulled that out.
Yeah.
I can't see. At least I hope I can't see. He's on my fantasy team. If he does happen, I'm dropping him. I can't see Sky Moore catching one pass again.
If he does, I'm dropping him.
If he does, I'm dropping him. So Packers, I like to see.
Packers at the Falcons. Packers will be at the Falcons. They're being hosted by the Falcons.
Falcons surprisingly 1-0. Green Bay.
I mean, that's not going to be interesting.
I like Green Bay.
Green Bay's going to beat them up, I think.
Yeah.
Atlanta's quarterback wasn't over 100 yards going into the fourth quarter. They ran the ball almost every single play. That's good for me. I got Bijan Robinson in like 2 leagues, so that's beautiful.
Yeah, right.
He played great for me last week, but
49ers at the Rams.
The Rams?
49ers at the Rams.
Yeah, rivalry game. Rams always get up for the 49ers, even though the Rams do not have a good team this year.
Cooper Kupp's on IR.
Cooper's on the IR. He hasn't really played much in the last 2 years. That's the reason why they were terrible last year.
That team, that defense is too good to let guys named Puka and Tutu, who were the leading receivers for the Rams last week. They're not doing that against San Francisco. All respect to Tutu Atwell and Puka Nacua, but they're not dominating San Francisco's defense. So I don't see this being close. I do agree with you that the Rams always do get up for San Fran, and that's why I don't think San Fran's going to beat them. It's not going to be one of those 40-0 games or 45-0, but I can see them winning a game easily 24-7,
like
28-6, something where it wasn't really close, but it's not too egregious.
Yeah. Okay, your boys, the Patriots will be hosting the Dolphins, Tua and Hill. Now, that's going to be the Sunday night game. It looks like. Is that?
Just call me Owen.
0-2.
0-2. 0-2. Just call me Owen. That's what it is.
Miami in New England.
I mean, that is the only chance we have of beating them. Not beating them in Miami.
It's early. That's why I call Miami. If it was late, I always give New England a chance in that cold weather.
Yeah, in New England. But it's never late and we're in New England. We're always in freaking Miami late.
Right.
Jerks, bro.
Where New England's had trouble forever.
Forever.
So Miami Yeah, I got Miami going to 2-0.
Okay, and we'll go. Your Steelers are hosting. It's 2 Monday night games, which is interesting. It says Monday.
They usually do it the first week.
Yeah. 2 Monday night games. Monday night, Steelers will be hosting the Browns.
I got Pittsburgh.
Now Pittsburgh at home.
They barely ever lose to the Browns. I don't really see them losing to the Browns. Is Najee Harris going to do anything, or is he just going to be a bum?
I don't understand why they gave him the ball 6 times. They made him the running back, but he can't make them give him the ball. He was over on the sideline complaining like, "Dude, what's going on?" 6 handoffs. He carried 6 times.
That's disgusting.
And I skipped over this game, but I wanted Bengals are hosting the Ravens. Do they bounce back? Does Burrow bounce back? At home, they're hosting the Ravens.
Yes.
Yeah. Marlon Humphrey's out for the Ravens still. They're gonna have some trouble in the secondary. I didn't think their defense looked like ridiculous. The pass rush didn't look that good, and that's gonna be good for the Bengals because they can't block anybody. So yeah, I think they'll bounce back. I still don't think it's gonna be a pretty game. I still don't think they're gonna look like the Bengals per se, but I think they'll bounce back and get the win.
Okay, last pick or last question as far as the picks for the games this upcoming week. Who out of all of these games, I don't know if you have them in front of you, if you remember, who is going to have the best performance? Not player, just as a team. Who do you think is going to have the best performance out of this next week's game? And who is going to get just we'll start with who's going to have the best performance.
Go ahead, Ev.
I think Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts with Philly. Yeah. I hate to admit it, but that's probably true. I'm
gonna say Trevor Lawrence.
Surprising.
I'm gonna say win or lose, Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars are gonna show a lot of people, for better or worse, who they are. And if it goes the way I think it will, I think they're gonna show people that even if they can't get the win this week, that they're gonna be a real issue in the AFC this year. I think he's gonna go toe for toe with Patrick Mahomes. I think bold prediction, he's gonna outplay Patrick Mahomes.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
They have the opportunity, probably the biggest opportunity to quote unquote upset this week. And I'm just going to. My bold prediction is probably going to be wrong, but my bold prediction is, I don't know why, I don't know how, but I believe the New York Football Jets will win the game in Dallas. That's just a bold prediction, and I'm just throwing it out there.
It's not that crazy. Dallas loves to shit the bed.
Yeah, they do, and the fact that they scored 40 points and Dak Prescott didn't even throw a touchdown, that was all defense mostly. They're definitely gonna get at. I think they will gonna, they're gonna get at this kid, but we'll see. Maybe they'll, remember the kid had to come in when he wasn't expecting to come in, even though you got to be ready. But he wasn't expecting to come in. Now he's got a full week to prepare. Let's see if he just hand the ball off. See if they can do what they can do. But
you're talking about Milf Slayer?
Yeah.
I think
I think it's just gonna be
Zach Milfson.
The Jets are gonna win I don't know, 10-7 or something like that. It's gonna be.
I can see that.
Hard hit.
I can see that. Dallas has a bad habit of just coming up lame at the most random times against teams they shouldn't lose to.
Yeah.
So
not gonna happen.
Any bold predictions or no?
Steelers are going to throw the football forward this week. It's a bold prediction.
The thing that I'm looking at is probably the bold prediction.
What about the Ravens beating the Bengals? What about that?
No, that's not that.
That's bold.
Yeah, I don't think it's bold. I think that's a really tough. That's a pretty close division.
How about? How about the Patriots? That's my bold prediction. My bold prediction would be the Patriots to beat the Dolphins in New England.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but I don't think it's that bold. I know I said 0-2 and everything like that, but if I'm being realistic, I think we have a decent chance. Only because I just don't. Just like Tyreek Hill and Tua went crazy against the against the Chargers. The Chargers ran the ball all over Miami. They could not get a passing game going really, but they ran the
Chargers for you. Always winning the total yards. They out total yards everybody, and they lose the game.
As I'm saying, if they ran the ball all over Miami, and that's what this team in the Patriots is built to do.
That's what New England's going to do.
So it's possible.
That's my upset pick.
That's your upset. All right. Well, there we have it. Can't wait. Tomorrow, I'll be, of course, in all purple, ready to purple and gold, trying to rock out. But I'll be optimistic, but I'm gonna be realistic. And on top of that, then this we'll be back next week. You'll check us out next week, but we'll be doing our recap and our predictions. And y'all make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Put some comments. Who's your predictions for next week? Who's your bold prediction? Who's gonna have a breakout game? Right. Put that stuff in the comments, and we'll get back at you. For your boy Wonder Kid Prime, for your boy Heaven Hollywood. This is the Sports Fanatic, and I am the director, aka Wes Clark, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.
Hi, y'all.
Peace.